everybody. It is myself and Comics, and today we have returning guest Braxton Cosby here for another indie interview. Say hello, everybody. Say hello, hello.
Hello, how are you? How is everybody out there in cyberspace?
Everybody better be good, just like I am. Not tired at all. Thank you, Jeremy. Hit that like, and if you're new, subscribe and comment. This lady does good work. I don't know which lady he's talking about. Not me. Totally not me. Let's get her to 500 subs. Oh, snap. Hopefully they get to 500 subs. Oh my gosh.
That will be rocking.
All right. And then the guy says,
Hey, how you doing?
He says he's in space.
Okay.
Yes, you're in cyberspace. So I assume to look at the new stuff you got cooking, I'm guessing it's all on your website, yes?
Yes. You want me to drop a link?
Yes. I have it ready.
All right.
I knew. Ah, that is the wrong button. No. Okay, share screen is what I want to do. Share screen. Do. Yes. Share audios. Yes. Key. All right. I went to. Let's go all the way to the top. All right. So where are we going to be directed to?
Go into the search bar. It's a little button there. And then just put in Yasuki. And then search it.
All right.
And if you go down to the duology right there, just click on, let's say, view more or read more or something. Go down a little bit.
Oh, snap. It's loading.
And this is what we got, the Yasuki duology.
Yay!
It's finally here. It came out on February 3rd.
Oh, that's very soon. Literally just 7 days ago.
Yes, last Tuesday.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so we have Yasuke duology, Yasuke Dead Man Walking. And then over here, ooh, we got info.
Yeah.
Oh, and you got the reviews. Oh, nice.
Reviews in from Kirkus and Reader's Favorite and Literary Titan. We got Literary Titan Gold Book Award, Book of the Month for February. That was great timing for Black History Month.
Woo!
And Kirkus Review gave it the Go Get It accolade. So I'm very excited about that.
Congratulations! Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
I'm just tired, Jeremy. He says, "How are you today?" Whoops. There we go. He said, "How are you this fine evening?"
Yeah, good.
Yes, awesome. All right, so we have even the accursed find salvation. In 1579, the origin of Yasuke begins as young Dinka warrior named, is it pronounced Majonk?
Majonk.
Is torn from his family in East Africa and thrust into the brutal world of international slave trade. After enduring the horrors of bondage across 3 continents, he finds himself in the service of Portuguese missionaries bound for the mysterious islands of Japan, a land where honor is currency and the sword determines destiny. When fate delivers Majonk to the court of Oda Nobunaga, the legendary demon king, who dreams of unifying all Japan under his rule, everything changes. Recognizing the African's intelligence, strength, and warrior's heart, Nobunaga does the unthinkable. He grants Majonk the name Yasuke and elevates him to the sacred rank of samurai, the first foreigner ever to receive such an honor. But not everyone welcomes this revolutionary act. Akechi Mitsuhide, Nobunaga's most trusted general, seethes with jealousy and resentment as Yasuke rises through the ranks, earning victories on the battlefield and a place at his lord's right hand. As political tensions mount and whispers of treachery echo through the halls of power, Yasuke must navigate a world where his skin color makes him both a symbol of change and a target for those who would preserve the old ways at any cost. When Akechi's hatred finally boils over into open rebellion, leading to one of the history's most famous betrayals at Honoji Temple, Yasuke faces his ultimate test. In a climactic confrontation years in the making, he must choose between his personal vengeance and honor, between survival and sacrifice, between his past as a slave and his destiny as a legend. Based on the remarkable true story of history's first African samurai, Yasuke Danman Walking is an epic historical fiction tale of transformation that transcends cultures and centuries. It's a story about the power of the human spirit to rise above any circumstance, the bonds of brotherhood that unite warriors across all boundaries, and the timeless truth that the greatness is not inherited. It's earned through the choices we make when tested by fate. From the dusty slave markets of Goa to the mist shrouded mountains of feudal Japan, from the halls of power and Azuki. Oh, shoot, I haven't not pronounced that word in a long time. Azuchi Castle to the burning temples of Kyoto. This is the untold story of a man who refused to let the world define his worth, and in doing so, became immortal. Woo!
Very nice read. You pronounce those words really well. Are you familiar with the dialect?
Yes,
It's,
I did a lot of reading back in the day.
yeah.
Uh, and then I did almost all of that in one breath. And then the Azuchi part like threw me off, and I'm like, oh frick! And I'm like, breathe. But I like I'm in a Discord server, so we were there was a time when the host was playing Assassin's Creed Yasuke. And,
Mm,
like we had such a great time. We loved him. He was part of the uh, they have the game awards
right.
every year, and then we choose who we nominate for certain categories. Best husband was Yasuke, was
Mhm,
one of the
mhm.
categories, and I was like, he better win. He was great.
Right.
Uh, Jeremy says, yeah, she's good with Japan and China dialect. China dialect is still a little bit hard
Mhm.
because I feel like I accidentally pronounce it more Cantonese than in Mandarin,
Okay.
and then I have to relearn that, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And then he says, this sounds interesting as F.
It is. It is. Thank
Badass.
you. Yeah, so it's a duology, so there's two parts to it, right? What happened is I was scrolling the internet one day and I ran across this image of this black man dressed in samurai armor, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. What is that about? And then you start clicking on stuff and reading things, and I found out about this character named Yusuke because I had never heard of him before. And then as you click on the internet, more pictures came up, and saw another picture where he was with an Asian female, and they had they had a child together. So I'm like really getting intrigued now, like what is this all about? And I kept diving deeper, and a lot of stuff was probably just imagery that people were creating, but a lot of the history and facts was there that I just kind of went down the rabbit hole and started doing research on my own. And the more I learned about him factually, the more I was like, man, this is something I can really get behind. So this would be like a cool story. But as much as I found, it was like twice as much questions that I had because I didn't have a lot of answers. Well, how did he get there, and who was in charge, and how did he, move up the ranks, and where did he actually come from, and if he was named Yasuke from Lord Nobunaga, then what was his name before? So all these things were missing. So I said, you know what? This would be a great opportunity for me to actually write historical fiction based on this character, and that's what I decided to do. And so as I was writing it, I tell people all the time, like there was a lot of facts going on, especially for feudal Japan back then. That I really wanted to put into the story, so I researched the time, the era, the what were the wars like, what were the military like, the factions that were warring against Lord Nobunaga, how serious was he? I learned about, like the ranking system with the emperors and then the shogunate and then the lords. And I learned about the geography of the land, the seasons, the economy, the religion, and just the culture. So I was really, really like geeked up about everything. And so the only thing I was missing with all the factual pieces was the actual glue to bring it together. So that's where the fictional prose comes in. And I really challenge people to, as they read the novel, to say, man, like, oh, this is the stuff he made up versus this is stuff that's factual because it really has a nice flow and a pace to it. And people ask me, well, what is it like? I said, well, if I would equate it to the Shogun miniseries that they had on FX. It was very similar, and I loved how the pacing was with that. Some people thought it was too slow, but to me, I really thought they took their time with each one of those episodes and weaving together a story that felt heavy and monumental, and they stayed so true to having the dialect with the translators and things like that. So you really felt like you were in that time. And so I even did a little bit of that with the writings that I had because Yusuke came to Japan, obviously didn't know the language, so he did end up having like almost like a chaperone who was kind of teaching him about the culture of Japan at that time. And when the characters were around him who spoke in another language, when they spoke, I would put it in bold and I would make it clear that Yasuki did not know what they were saying. So he would ask the interpreter what they're saying, and sometimes the interpreter kind of changed it up a little bit if it was too harsh with Akechi, the first general, because he did not like Yasuki at all. He rejected him up front, and even had a little bit of a fight in the beginning. And obviously, him being a samurai warrior, he it wasn't even close. So those are the things in the hero's journey that Yasuki had to learn along the way and kind of earn the respect of the people around him, and also be ready for this final showdown that he might have in the end with Akechi. So he really had to kind of learn the ways of being a samurai, and his ascension from his arrival from the Sudan, because he was a slave in the Sudan, to Japan, and then earning the name of Yasuki from Nobunaga. I had to make up a fictional name for him too, because there's no record of what his name was before. So all these things, I just had an amazing time kind of weaving together to make an authentic story of historical fiction with this amazing character. And like I said, it landing right around. We worked on this thing last year so um, feverishly to get it ready and get it all done and get the reviews out and get the press going. It ended up being number one on Amazon. And also at the same time, I had gotten through half of the novel, and I was also working on the script for the comic, the 72-page graphic novel, which is Resurrection if you scroll down, with this being Dead Man Walking. And so that was even a chore in itself, kind of going back and forth with the artist and getting all the things put together so that we could have the imagery the way I wanted it. And everything wrapped up in December, and we got the books out, and we got the comic, the graphic novel printed, and so everything's available now. And it gave me a chance because Yasuki's story ended historically with us not knowing what happened to him after the big events that culminated in Nobunaga's time. And so it gave me a chance to write something fantastical with the graphic novel that paid homage to the old Japanese and Chinese shows of the past with all the samurais where they were flying around and floating and fighting and stuff like that. I got a chance to do that with this, and also using some of Yasuki's fighting style that he brought with him from the Sudan as well. So the graphic novel is a lot of fun. 72-page graphic novel. We used the same artist who did A and BK for us with Kaio Champion. We used Eliza Olamide, and she did a fantastic job with the art for the graphic novel. So everything just came together really, really well. I'm excited. I'm very proud of it. I think it speaks to a lot of great things with the cultures kind of coming together with this fish out of water story. And I think people are going to really dig both of them.
I agree. And then we have, oh my gosh, Trinity draws, hello. And then he also says that actually sounds kind of cool, including actual history is a nice idea. We
Absolutely.
have Jeremy who says, dang, 72 pages, shoo doggy. And he says, man, I grew up
Yeah,
on old kung fu movies and samurai
for real.
films.
I mean, I might date myself, but I remember growing up in Miami looking at TV on every Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. on what we call Samurai Sunday, and it was just the best shows that came on, and I would just be glued to the TV. And then, of course, I grew up with great films like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And so
Yeah,
all of that stuff, just to get a chance to kind of put together my own graphic novel that really paid respect and homage to those wonderful ways of storytelling was just exciting to me. I felt like I was really a part of something that I just kind of grew up and dreamed about for so many years as a kid.
I agree. And then like Yasuke, like in the past few years alone, like he has a game now about
Yes,
him.
yes,
He has an anime on Netflix
yep, yep.
about him. And then I actually didn't know this, but on my own like history, when I was like searching up history, I was searching up any YouTube videos about Yasuke, and then
Mhm.
apparently I saw that a few years ago, I was already looking up Yasuke material and found like books, like children books and stuff like
Yep,
that. And I was
yep,
like, wait a minute, I already knew this guy and then forgot who he was. And now I'm learning about him again. That's
right,
crazy.
absolutely.
So I'm like really, really hyped about this one. For this one, duology, this one is the graphic novel, right?
This one is the novel. If you scroll down, the graphic
Novel.
novel's below.
Whee!
That's Resurrection right there. Yep.
There we go. Oh, this looks so nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I think I was shouting into the mic. We have Yasuke resurrection. Even after death with purpose can be redemption. To save his family, a samurai must find a legendary weapon and stop an army of the dead from invading in the living world. Ill-fated samurai warrior Yasuke awakens in a realm shrouded in eternal darkness, a place called Elsewhere, where all spirits dwell. Disoriented and freezing, still clad in his battle armor from the previous conflict, he encounters, I want to say Omoka, but I don't know if that's correct. Or is it Omocha?
A mocha. Yes. And you
I
can go
was
to mocha. It's fine. Mocha. I see the word mocha in there.
So we have Omocha, a mysterious Tengu creature who reveals a devastating truth. Yasuke's family is dead. Oh no! But there's hope. If he can defeat Chiwa, a tyrannical ruler of elsewhere, he can travel back in time with his loved ones who are still alive. But to do so, he will need the Basag, the most powerful
Mm,
weapon in existence, a big ass sword and gun
yes.
capable of forcing even gods to submit. The catch? The weapon is lost, hidden somewhere in this nightmare realm. Omochka claims only he knows its location and offers to guide Yasuke through Elsewhere's treacherous landscape in exchange for saving his life from deadly beasts. As Yasuke embarks on the perilous quest, he battles monstrous creatures, allies himself with Yanira, a
Hmm.
box warrior with cursed wooden arm and her own vendetta against Chiwa's forces, and rescues Darla, a young girl who reminds him painfully of his own daughter and who holds a secret that Yasuke will need to complete his quest. United, this unlikely band of heroes must race against time to defeat Chiwa before the Blood Moon reaches completion, threatening to destroy elsewhere and open a portal that would unleash Chiwa's army upon the living world. In a final showdown between good and evil, Yasuke must make an impossible choice: accept his role in Chiwa's plan or fight for his freedom and the chance to reunite with his family, while the fate of multiple realms hang in the balance. If Yasuke fails to stop Chiwa before Elseworld collapses and the portal opens, how many worlds will fall into the tyrant's unstoppable army? I can breathe.
Yes.
Ah, okay. And then for both books, they're both available in paperback and ebook.
Yes.
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 Please. So for ebook, I see for Amazon for both, and then also for the first one, you have a Barnes and Noble option,
Mhm.
and then for paperback, you have Amazon for Yasuke Duology, and then which one is this one?
That
Uh,
link will take you right to our website, our online store, and you can purchase it directly from us, and you will get a signed copy. So that's the floppy graphic novel. So exclusively to
oh, we love floppies here.
Mhm.
And then I see Yasuke has a side story.
Yes. So Blood Moons is kind of hinted at Blood Moon in the graphic novel. Blood Moons is in the novel. I kind of talk about like they have the compound where Lord Nobunaga has his folks, and there's a moment in the book where they're talking about just like the surroundings, talking to Yusuke, and they tell him, "Say, look, the one place you cannot go is into the forest. The dark forest has, a lot of evil, and there's an evil spirit there named Chiwa, and it's just forbidden to go out there. And so what happens is that they kind of give a quick, brief thing about Chiwa, a descriptor, and then that's it, and then it disappears, so you don't ever revisit that again. But I put that as a placeholder, and the comic book, Blood Moons, is the side story that actually tells you the origin story of Chiwa. So it's a nice little nugget. If people pick it up, then they'll have like a full um, uh, glimpse into the world of Yasuki with this little story here that kind of talks about Chiwa's creation.
Nice. We love when it all comes together.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy asks, would he have to kill his other self in the past if he goes to the past?
That's always the question, right? So you got to check it out.
He's testing you. And then, swords, guns, I dig that,
Of
LOL.
course, yes, yes,
He's like, well, I'm sold. If I had money, I'd buy this.
yes.
Don't worry about that, young brother. Sometimes they have sales. And he would definitely rather buy
Of
directly.
course,
So a floppy
of
is the way
course.
to go.
Sloppy all day.
Ah, and you did all of the three books in a year?
Can you believe that? The Blood Moons was like the first little sneak peek. That was um, that was released right around October on Halloween. I think we released it just to kind of give people a sneak peek. It hit number one on Amazon with the digital copy, and then we released the like I said, on February 3rd last week. We released the duology, and both books hit number one on Amazon right now. I think the graphic novel may still be number one on Amazon. So yes, so yay, we are very happy. People are digging it and picking it up, and like our mantra for Star Child Comics, Cosmic Production is the novel parts of everything, and our imprint, our comic imprint, Star Child Comics does our comics, and we have a little mantra. We say, come play in our world. We want everybody to kind of see that cross pollination, all these stories coming together. So there's going to be quite a bit of crossover with as Yusuke goes on with some of the characters like Yanira that you meet in here. She's actually in Blood Moons when we first get introduced to her. Then she comes into the graphic novel, and then there is a future um, for Yanira as well. So I'll leave that out there, let people kind of check it out and kind of get a glimpse of where she might be headed to next.
Oh, I'm so interested. And like Jeremy's just surprised that, the whole completed within a year thing.
Yes.
He says it's unbelievably impressive.
Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate that. Yes, it was a lot of work. It was a labor of love, but man, I'm so excited because it did a lot of the things that I thought it would do. And we had a successful book signing last weekend at Liberty Books in downtown Lawrenceville, Georgia. Shout out to Liberty Books and Linda with her store hosting us. And we've got another book signing coming up with the Barnes and Noble in Beaufort Mall of Georgia on the 21st. If anybody's in Georgia, come check us out and pick up your copies of everything that we just talked about tonight.
Nice. You heard that, people in Georgia? If I have any subscribers in Georgia or just lurkers who are in Georgia, we got book signings. Book signings are so cool. Yeah. He's like, Danny, you're too far, but not far enough. To me, it's just, choop.
Yeah.
But I'm never going on a plane ever again. I can't do it again. And so for Blood Moon's a Yasuke story, we have Even evil has its origin story. In the early 1500s, legends speak of Chiwa, a young African deity who created a realm called Elsewhere, a domain to rival heaven, hell, and purgatory itself. Over centuries, this god recruited souls of exceptional depravity and value, collecting both mortals and mythical beings who had committed acts of extraordinary savagery. However, Chiwa's creation became his prison. He discovered that he could not leave elsewhere unless he amassed an army of warriors strong enough to unlock a legendary weapon hidden deep within the realm. Ancient whispers fell of tell oh my gosh, ancient whispers tell of a prophecy of a formidable warrior summoned to elsewhere against his will. When Chiwa finally encountered this equal and opposing force, the warrior's purpose remained shrouded in mystery. Would he destroy elsewhere to claim the ultimate weapon for himself? Or was his heart focused on escape, desperately seeking a path back to the family he had been torn from? This is the untold, ill-fated origin story of Chiwa that has evaded the minds of readers and historians until now. Oh, so just learning from reading this that Chiwa is like something of African
Mm-hmm.
mythology,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and so that makes it doubly more interesting.
Yes.
And then for this one, there is also the ebook version on Amazon, and then the paperback version
Yep.
on the website. Woo! All right. So that's Yasuke Duology, Yasuke Demon Walking, and then Yasuke Resurrection, and then the side story Blood Moons, a Yasuke story. I'm so excited. Do you know if you're going to do any Black History deals today? This month?
It just came out, so probably not. But in the future, we definitely will. We have a lot of conventions lined up, so the best deal would be kind of come and meet us at the conventions because we always do stuff to celebrate multiple books and options at the convention. So yeah, come check us out. We'll be in Huntsville, Alabama for the Huntsville Comic Con in March. We'll be in Greenville, South Carolina in April for South Carolina Comic Con. We'll be back to Liberty Bookstores in May, downtown Lawrenceville, for First Comic Saturday. And then in June, we will be running up to Charlotte, North Carolina for Heroes Con. And then in July, we'll be back into Knoxville. Hadn't been in Knoxville in a while. I want to give my Tennessee folks a lot of love. They always give me love when I come out there. And we will be there for the annual Fanboy. So check it out.
Ooh. And then Jeremy says, ooh, you head to Cincinnati?
I
Let me
need to
know.
find a good convention. Is there a good convention in Cincinnati?
Apparently, they got a lot of good ones.
Okay.
But he said he can do Knoxville.
See, come on down, man. Knoxville.
And which one was Knoxville again?
Let me tell you, I'll pull it up right here. Knoxville is going to be in July. Fanboy Knoxville, July 7th through the 12th. Come check us out.
Ooh. Wait, what month was that one again?
July 7th, July 10th through the 12th. Fanboy in Knoxville, Tennessee.
All right. I got a little disc calendar over here. And I got a pen over here. Somebody grabbed my good pen. I'm going to have to use a Sharpie. Oh, never mind. I got a pencil. Cool. It was, did you say 7th through the 12th?
It's the 7/10, July 10th through the 12th.
Ah, that makes so much more sense.
Mhm.
Okay. Knoxville, Fanboy. Yeah, they don't put con, so I know what it is.
Mhm.
Because I may forget 5 months when the time comes.
I definitely would understand that too.
And he's like, Jeremy says that's plenty of time
Yeah.
stop there, then go Florida. It's true. I don't think we have a couple good cons. I wish I can always make them though. The good ones are always so far away.
Where are you at?
It's like I'm a complete klepto with Sharpies. Fair warning.
Where are you located?
I'm in like West Palm,
Okay, so you're in
so
Florida.
like
I'm from Florida. I'm from Miami, so came up here in
I
'04.
remember that reading your bio.
Mm-hmm.
Florida man.
Yep,
And
yep.
then all the good ones are in Florida or Orlando.
Yes, I heard the Orlando ones are good. I want to go to that. Is it MegaCon or something like that?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's I've been there one time because my I have a family member that lives in Fort Lauderdale, so
Okay.
he would pick us up, go all the way to Orlando, and it was big. Like there's just two stories,
Wow.
and I got anxiety.
Yeah, it could be
And but it was
overwhelming.
great. Miami created all the bass sound according to Vanilla Ice. That was funny, even if I didn't understand it.
Right.
And then, oh my gosh, your Yasuke duology is already an editor's pick.
Yes.
Nice. Ah, I'm so happy. This is so good. And then the art is always so good for
Thank
all these
you. Yeah,
covers.
we pride ourselves in our artists, who do such an amazing job with our covers, and of course our artwork inside of our comics and graphic novels. So yeah.
And I totally forgot. Hi. So, myself in comics, Bianca, I interview. This is the person we're interviewing, Braxton Cosby. Braxton, introduce yourself.
I am Braxton Cosby. I am a multi award winning and best selling author of multiple series. This is book number 21 for me. I'm so excited to get this one out. I'm also the CEO of Cosby Media Productions, small press publishing company. We've worked with over 30 authors to deliver over 60 titles in ebooks, audiobooks, and paperbacks. I'm also the CEO of our own comic imprint, Star Child Comics. We have published over 15 comics, mix of comics and graphic novels. And the one thing that we pride ourselves in, we are a hybrid publisher using our our publishing wing of Cosmedia Productions to do our novels, and our comic imprint to do our comic books. And we make stories in both novels and comics. So you may start one series in a comic, and then move into a novel. You may start in a novel and move into a comic. You may add a graphic novel, like an example of Yusuke. You start in the novel, you have a side comic, and you also move into the graphic novel. So we love for readers to just come and just find something that they really like, and we really put our best into creating stories that we feel are unique and authentic, and that people will love.
Aw. And what made you want to get into the business of doing your own independent lineup, your website, doing everything?
Yeah, I did have some time where I was published for a while. With another publisher in Atlanta. And after I got the rights back because she stopped doing publishing, and I started working with some other publishers and some interest there with a literary agent. I just decided like I just wanted to do my own thing. I wanted it to be mine. I wanted to be mine from top to bottom. I wanted to design this stuff, and then I started really wanting to work with other authors to help get their books out and make their dreams come true as far as publishing works that they felt were really it was under their control. So we kind of made partnerships with the way that we our publishing style is, and so these authors have become award winners. They've also become bestsellers as well. So it's just kind of like helping this community just grow, and I'm just so proud of their accomplishments. And our company has won multiple awards itself as a publisher. So we feel like we're a small press. We put out titles that can compete with the big boys, and we just want people to just come over to the website and just love on us, and find a book that you like. We have so many titles to offer, and we do fiction, we do science fiction, we do speculative fiction, we do fantasy, we do self-help, we do inspirational, we do biographical stories, and we also do poetry. So come and check us out, and see what you, if you're a reader, you definitely have something you can get into with Cosmetic Production.
It's true. I've seen a lot of his stuff on his website, but due to the reset of my laptop, all of the stuff I saved that I was going to buy was gone. And I was like, no, I have to restart all over
Go
again.
back
I'm
and you can
still,
find it again.
and it sucks because even though I feel like I finally put everything back into my laptop,
Mhm.
as soon as I got told by Jeffrey, hey, do you have an opening for Braxton? And I
Right.
was like, oh my gosh, I lost the website. I need the website back. Oh my gosh, I had books I was going to buy and they're gone now. And I had a whole thing set up and I was
So
like, no, it's
it's,
gone because I didn't save anything.
uh,
So now I had to make an account. Now everything is saved. So
you got
even if
it.
something resets, it's on my account. I hate that I had to make an account.
Yes.
But I'm so excited. I get to look at all of this again, and then I get to see a Yasuke one.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a snail named Jeffrey. Awesome snail. Awesome name. And then Jeremy says, I'm definitely going to check the site out and give it a look over. You just reminded me. Yes, I actually have to put that in the chat.
The link. Yeah.
Yep, I forgot to do that. I knew I was forgetting something. All right, now I have to go to YouTube. Uh, no. All right, pin the message. Hooray! I'm such an adult. I'm such a professional. I don't forget anything ever. Ah, my mouse is broken. No. All right. Woof. Okay, I think I got everything. And then if somebody wishes to follow you,
Yes.
we wait.
Social media is right there on the website, but we are on Instagram and um, Facebook, cosmediaproductions.com, Cosmedia Productions on Facebook and Instagram, and Star Child Comics on Facebook and Star Child underscore comics on Instagram.
Yes. Oh, Star Child is another book of yours, right?
That's the comic. That's our comic imprint. That's who does our comics for us. Star Child Comics.
Oh, nice. We're learning, guys. We're learning. I'm so sorry I sent that link so late. Forgive me, please. I'm sorry, audience. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you, lurkers. All right. And then for Yasuke, so all of this is on your website. If they want to find anything else, there is a whole thing up here. You know, we
Mhm.
have Star Child Comics over here, press announcements, storefronts, and then they have the Amazon store, the comic book links, the comic and book store. And then if you want to make your own account, you can make your own account here. If you have any questions, there's a bell over there. And then any following you want to follow them on, it is on that it is on the webpage, but just in case, I put some of them in the description as well. I copy pasted from the last interview. And then I wasn't sure if you still had a Twitter or not, so
Yeah, it's not. We don't really use Twitter, although there's a link
good, I
there.
deleted it on there. Yay. So you can go to the description of mine. I even added the blog, and then you can also go here. All right. All right. And then I think it's time to end it here for today. Mostly because I didn't think I would actually be this tired after work. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
that's
That's why I have this new profile picture. I'm relaxing with a bonnet.
yes, I love it.
Thank you so much. I have an artist friend. He made it for me. And best $8 I ever spent, to be
Very
honest.
cute. Very cute.
All right. And so if you want to follow, if you want to go to the website, I put everything in the description. Follow him on whatever he has available also in the description. Don't laugh at me, Jeremy. And then we'll see you guys all the next time. Please support Yasuke Duology, Dead Man Walking, and all the other stuff because it looks like it's going to be a doozy, and I'm here for it. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for being here again. It's always a good time to see you.
Thank you. Same here.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.